What if buying a home is actually a terrible investment? We've all heard it. Renting is just throwing money away, or you need to buy a house before it's too late. It's been drilled into us that owning a house equals success, while renting is just temporary. But is that really true? Today we're going to be breaking down the real cost of home ownership, the hidden benefits of renting, and the myths you've probably been told before. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what's going to be the right option for you, not your parents and not your friends. You, because financial freedom isn't about following the crowd, it's about making the right choice for you. The emotional versus financial debate. For decades, owning a house has been tied to success and stability. It's like an unspoken rule. Grow up, get a job, buy a house, and then you've made it. But why do we feel so much pressure to buy? It's not just about finances, it's cultural. Your friends post housewarming parties on Instagram. Your family asks, when are you gonna settle down? Society makes it seem like if you're not buying, you're falling behind. But here's the truth. Financial freedom doesn't look the same for everyone. Some people value flexibility, being able to move for a job, travel, or avoid being tied down by a mortgage. Others don't want the stress of property taxes, maintenance, or a 30-year loan. And for many, renting simply makes more sense financially, especially in cities where buying is outrageously expensive. Before we dive into the benefits of renting, let's talk about the costs of home ownership that nobody warns you about. The hidden costs of home ownership. Everyone talks about how buying a home is an investment, but few talk about the actual costs that come with it. The price you see on a home listing is just the beginning. Owning a home comes with a long laundry list of ongoing expenses that many first-time buyers just don't anticipate. Let's break them down. First of all, we have maintenance and repairs. Roof leaks, that's on you. Could be $10,000 to $15,000. HVAC dies, another $5K, $10K, gone. Even small stuff like appliances, plumbing, or landscaping really adds up fast. Property taxes and insurance. Your mortgage might stay the same, but property taxes, well, they'll creep up every year. And if you live somewhere prone to floods, fires, or hurricanes, insurance costs go through the roof and skyrocket. Opportunity cost. That down payment of $50,000 or more is money you just can't use for other financial opportunities. Depending on your goals, that money can be allocated toward things like building an emergency fund, pursuing further education, starting a business, or other investments that align with your personal financial strategy. The benefits of renting that nobody talks about. Renting often gets a very bad reputation, but there are several advantages that are rarely discussed. One of the biggest perks of renting is flexibility. If you get a job offer in another city, you can relocate without the stress of selling a home. If your financial situation changes, you can just have the option to move to a more affordable area, location, or place to rent. Home ownership locks you in to one location, making it much harder to move quickly. Another major benefit of renting is that you don't have to worry about market risks. Many people assume that home values just always go up on a linear line, but that's not always the case. If you buy at the peak of the market and the home prices drop, you could lose equity in your home. Renting eliminates this risk entirely. You're not affected by interest rates changing and declining property values or unexpected maintenance costs. Instead, you simply pay your monthly rent and don't have to worry about the financial volatility of the real estate market. Renting also requires significantly lower upfront costs compared to buying. While purchasing a home involves a down payment, closing costs, and moving expenses, renting only really requires a security deposit and the first month's rent. That means renters have more liquidity and financial flexibility. Instead of tying up a large sum of money in home ownership, they can instead invest that money elsewhere. Now, this doesn't mean putting money into a home is a bad idea. For many, it's a valuable long-term asset. The key is understanding that your money has power and where you put it should align with your unique goals, lifestyle, and financial situation. In the end, it's not just about what you gain from buying a home, it's also what you might be giving up when buying might make sense. While renting offers flexibility and fewer financial commitments, there are definitely situations where buying a home can be the smarter smarter choice if the conditions are actually right. Homeownership isn't just about having a place to live. For many, it's about long-term stability, building equity, and creating a sense of permanence. Here's when buying might actually make sense for you. First up, number one, long-term stability. If you're planning to stay in the same place or location for at least 5 to 10 years, buying a home can offer significant benefits. Why? Because the longer you stay in a home, the more time you have to build equity. The portion of your home you truly own after accounting for your mortgage. Equity growth. Every mortgage payment you make reduces the amount you owe and increases your ownership stake in the property. Over time, this can actually add up, especially if property values just continually rising in your area. Avoiding the costs of moving. Well, yeah, buying makes more sense if you're settled because frequent moves come with costs. Real estate agent fees, closing costs, moving expenses, and many more. Staying put helps you spread those costs over many years. 2. Predictable housing costs. With a fixed rate mortgage, your monthly payments for the principal and interest stay the same over the life of the loan, providing consistency and predictability in your budget. This can be a huge advantage in areas where rents are just rising rapidly. Protection against inflation. While rent can increase every year based on market demand, a fixed mortgage stays very steady, effectively locking in your housing costs as prices rise around you. Next up, we have budget-friendly planning. Knowing exactly what you'll put each month makes long-term financial planning very easy, especially for families or individuals with fixed incomes. 3. Building generational wealth. For many families, buying a home isn't just about their current needs. It's about creating an asset that can be passed down for future generations. Asset for the future. Once your mortgage is paid off, you own your home outright. This can provide security in retirement or be a valuable inheritance for your family members. Potential for rental income. Some homeowners choose to rent out part of their property, like a basement apartment or a spare room, to generate extra income. This can help offset mortgage costs and turn the home into a long-term financial asset. 4. Control over your living space. One of the biggest lifestyle perks of homeownership is the freedom to modify and customize your home however you like. No landlord restrictions. You can paint the walls, remodel the kitchen, build a deck, or even adopt as many pets as you want without needing approval. Personalization. Owning allows you to create a space that reflects your unique style and meets your specific needs, whether that's a home gym, a garden, or a custom office setup. But here's the catch. It only works if you're financially ready. If you stretch your budget, you risk becoming house poor, with no money left for savings, travel, or emergencies. Now, here are some key factors to consider before deciding. Now, before you make a decision, it's really important for you to evaluate your financial situation, lifestyle goals, and the real estate market in your area. If you have a stable income, solid savings, and plan to stay in one place for a long time, buying might be a very good investment. But if you value flexibility, lower costs, and the ability to invest elsewhere, renting could be a smarter choice. It's also essential to research housing market conditions. In some cities, home prices are inflated to the point where renting is far more affordable. In others, homeownership can be a more cost-effective long-term solution. The bottom line is that there's no one-size-fits-all answer. The best choice depends on your individual needs, goals, and financial situation. So now I want to hear from you. Are you currently renting or buying? What made you choose that option? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. Because financial freedom isn't about following the crowd, it's about making the right choice for you. And if you're thinking about buying a home but wondering how you'll ever save enough money for a down payment, don't worry, I've got you covered. Check out this next video where we do break down practical strategies to help you save faster.